Hey guys, it's that time of the month again, the monthly update. Crikey, what happened to August? It seems like 2 weeks ago I was doing the other monthly update, but hey, there you go. Yeah, as I say, this is the monthly update for September, although as I'm recording this, it is the 30th of August, and I'm feeling absolutely shattered today because obviously I've had a very long day. Sorry about that, just got a message. Excuse me a moment. If you'll bear with me a minute, guys, I'm just going to send someone a message. Oh, it's my brother. Hang on. These things always catch you out right in the middle when you're trying to do a video. And they time it at the worst possible time, don't they? But there you go. Sorry about this, guys. I don't mean to be rude. Right, that seems sorted out. So, sorry about that, guys. Right, where was I? Oh, yes. Yeah, so I'm feeling a bit shattered today, to be honest with you, because I'd had a very, very early start yesterday morning. I was up at 4:30 and out the door by 6, and I eventually got there about, what, 3 hours later. So it was a very long day. Started out well, but towards the end of the day, after the Vulcan had been, it just clamped in. So I got really wet and really soggy, although I did have my barber on me, so that kept me nice and dry, and my umbrella. Anyway, I'll tell you more about that in due course. But in regard to my builds, well, not much doing on that front at the moment, I'm afraid, guys. Reason being is life has gotten away and work commitments, and obviously, unfortunately, earlier this month I was extremely ill with a very nasty virus, and if anybody's got it now, I feel your pain. Believe me, I feel your pain. It's a very nasty virus, so there you go. That took me out of action for a bit, so needless to say, I haven't actually got much progress done on my hurricane at the moment. She is at the stage of being primed, which I'm hoping to do as soon as I finish this video. Which is now the 30th of August, so I will be posting this Monday, it's just that I've got a very busy weekend, so I've had to fit this in now whilst I've got a free day, so I wouldn't leave you guys waiting. Anyway, as I say, one good bit of news about one of my builds that's been on hold for about 3 months now, which is the AS90. I've at long last got the Black Dog accessory set for the stowage, so as soon as I've got the other two builds out of the way, I'll get cracking back on that one, guys, I promise. Alright, let's move some of the stuff down here. You'll have to bear with me because this is take 2. I ran out of film earlier on, trust me. Anyway, enough waffle, let's get on with it. Anyway, on the airbrush front, I've actually managed to invest in 4 new airbrushes, because as you know, I've been saving my money up quite a bit, and I've had a bit of luck as well, so that's boosted it. So I've really invested in my hobby this month, so much so I don't think I've got any room for any more kits now. But you know, like us modelers tonight, we get easily tempted. But a lot of these kits that I've got in my stash at the moment, a lot of them were pre-ordered, so they've all come at once. So I didn't go stupid, people, so don't worry. But anyway, I've invested in 3 very good airbrushes that are heartily recommended by most modelers in the YouTube community, as well as on International Scale Modeler and Starring Syndicate. First one being the Iwata Neo. I have to say I haven't used any of these yet. I will let you know what they're like, but everybody who's used this particular one, I know Lenny mentioned in a little email to me the other day when I posted it on Facebook, it's a fantastic little airbrush. I must admit it does feel very light in your hand compared to what I've known before, so I think it's going to be very easy to maintain. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased I've got that in. Also, I've got 2 of the absolute Rolls Royces of airbrushes, both Harder and Steenbeck's, as Mike, Paul and most of the guys on the Pricks and Plastic have always recommended, as well as Phil Flory, is the Harder and Steenbeck Ultra. Again, that feels extremely light in the hand and looks very easy to maintain. I think the seals on that you can actually use enamels with these. I may be wrong, but if I am, Paul let me know. And I got it at a very reasonable rate. And also the next one I've actually got is the Infinity. I know a lot of these, oh actually I've got it around the wrong way, sorry. Is the Infinity. It does feel a little bit bulkier, I have to say, but looks a superb airbrush, so I will let you know how I get on with that. Okay. And I've also invested in a cheapie, but that one's I'm going to use for basically clear coating and putting matte coats down. And I've also got the holder for it as well, so I thought I'd get myself a decent holder, and I've got this virtually for a tenner on eBay, so I did very well there. So that will help with all the other airbrushes. And admittedly I did get a couple of AK sets. One is for the Fury Sherman. It's done by MIG. You've basically got, I think, the enamel wash, you've got some yeah, you've got the actual 2 base coats and some pigments for the weathering on it. I'm not sure if you've got any decals on that. I don't think you have, no. But it's made by MIG, and I know Mike Cohen heartily recommends MIG paints and products, so I went on that basis, saw it, I thought, snap it up, as I've actually got an Easy 8 Sherman on its way in, along with the Fury stowage set, so I'll be doing a Fury build possibly sometime in the future. Okay. And the other one I've got, which is going to be quite handy for my Thomas Amstelgruber diorama, is AK's Interactive AK's Mud Effect set. So I've heard good things about this, especially Panzermeister 36 Evan. He highly rates this as well. So yeah, I will give that a go and try that out, guys. Okay. And another thing I've been after for ages, particularly to do with etched brass, is this one here. It's actually made by Master Tools, and that is the Photo Etch Bender. I got that for about 24 quid, which is not bad actually, to be honest with you, because a lot of them can be even more expensive. But I've also got the tweezer sets coming in, as well as the file, so I'll be fully equipped at long last. Okay, another thing I've also got as an accessory is another metal barrel from RB Models. This one is of an L56 for a Tiger early version. I'm going to be using this on a Tamiya Tiger I've got on its way in. It is in the early version. In fact, I think I've got it. No, I have actually got it, sorry. I've actually ordered another one and I've just remembered. Oh well, I've got now 2 Tamiya Tigers. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, because I think I was going to do one as a Wittmann's Cursed Tiger. And the other one's going to be the grey Leningrad one. Oh, okay. So yeah, that will come in handy. And that's that really. That's regards the accessory side of the hobby. Oh, tell a lie. See that light at the back there? I got that for 42. So that's with daylight bulbs, and it's got a magnifying glass at the top there, and just simply clamps onto the side. Fantastic. So I haven't got to rely on that lousy little table lamp anymore. So yeah, I'm getting fully equipped with all the proper gear, so I can make a better job of the hobby and my models. So yeah, it's quite easy to assemble, and fantastic, well, extra as it were, you know, but obviously I've got to get the light bulbs. I don't know how long they last, but I should get an extra set of those as well. Right, so that's the accessory side of it. I did get some reference material as well. As I say, one or two of these I've actually kept on reserve for quite a while. They're all made by Osprey. First one is the Essential Modelling Guide to the Panther Tank. This is a superb book. It's got tons of information and on how to modify your builds with various Dragon kits, Tamiya kits, you name it, it's all in here, as long as it's to do with a Panther, and even tells you how to scratch build an interior, I think, on this. And there's one section on the Berg Panther, which, funny enough, I've actually managed to get from Tim, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So yeah, it's that's going to come in quite handy, actually. So I'd heartily recommend you get one, I really do. I actually got this one for £6, believe it or not. And this one is well known to all the guys in the community. It's actually written by Richard Windrow, who's done a series of videos which I've actually got at the back there, and he is well known throughout the modelling world, and is the essential guide. In fact, it's the Osprey Masterclass on Terrain Modelling. That is going to come in very, very handy. In fact, I may well do a review on that and the sequel to it as well at some stage. I'm not going to flick through it now, but particularly with the fact I'm due to do my first diorama with the Tiger, so that one's going to come in extremely handy. And yeah, I did get that at a good deal as well. I think it was about £12–14. So there you go. It just proves you've got to shop around, guys. It really does. And obviously, of course, I've got the advanced modelling terrain God, what am I like? It's the advanced terrain modelling guides. I'm getting old, I tell you. Over that, I'm very, very tired today, but there you go. So yeah, those two books will come in extremely handy. And one more, and Mike Cohen actually mentioned this in one of his videos he did for the Kursk group build last year, and I have now snapped it up and I've actually looked through it. It's got a wealth of information about Kursk, and it's this book called Citadel. It's actually written by a guy called Mark Healy, and it takes you through all the events of Kursk on the German side. So it's also great for reference material. Tons and tons of photographs about all the key players in the battle, and what's more interesting, if I can find it, there you go, we've got a wealth of photographs in there, so that's good for reference material, even ideas for dioramas, guys, you know. So yeah, hang on, where am I? I was going to try and find it. If you will bear with me, I think they've actually got a mid-section where you've got a colour guide. Oh yeah, there you go. That illustration there with the Panther. Funny enough, I've got a Purse Panther to build. And a few of the other vehicles that were involved as well. So that is quite handy actually. And then obviously you've got the aircraft that were involved as well. As I say, it's a superb book. I think I got this one for about £19. But as I say, you've got loads and loads of basic photographs on that one. But I'm not sure, I might do a review on that one at some stage. So yeah, that's going to come in very handy for some of the kits I've actually got in the stash. Anyway, talking of kits, I'm actually going to get on to what I've actually got in regard to what I've accrued this month. First off, and I've already done an inbox review on this one, is one I obtained from Nikki at Veterana's Kits, which I won on a raffle. She was was it an auction that she was doing the other weekend, and I won it, and I'm pleased I did, because it is a super kit. The level of detail on it is superb. There is the option of super detailing it, and that of course is the Trumpeter 148th de Havilland Hornet F1, which was the first version to enter the Royal Air Force service. Again, like the Mosquito, it was made of wooden design, but unlike the Mosquito, I think it had Griffin engines powering it, so it was extremely fast, and stayed in service until around about the mid-50s. Okay, so that's that. The next one actually is one I've had on my eye on for about a year, and Paul recently was clearing some of his stash. That's Paul at ISM, Paul Bretland, and I managed to get this one from him. It is, of course, it's one of the paper Panzers, which never saw the light of day, but would have been a further development of the King Tiger. It's the Panzer German E75 to 75 100 ton standard Panzer. Now, I think Evan at Panzermite 36 did an inbox review on this, and it does look a super kit, and I've had a look at it myself, and the detail in it is very clean and crisp, and yeah, that's a very good what if. So there we are. Next ones are basically from Tim at Cheap Kits and Bits. I managed to get it sourcing from him. He's had a bit of a clear out as well. So again, Tim, thanks ever so much for getting those through to me so quickly, mate. First one is again a half track. It's the German SD KFZ 250/9 Hanomag with this machine gun. That I may well do for a North Africa or Kursk diorama. Again, I've had a look at it. Superb detail on it, clean and clear, as is normally to me is the case. Okay, the next one, I know Mike's going to hate me for this, and he's probably going to sit there and go, I'm going to be violently ill, or I am going to kill you, but I saw it and I had to snap it up. It is, of course, the ICM early version of the Berg Panther. I've had a quick look at it. It's not bad. I don't know what the construction's like, but it's a Berg Panther, that's all I'm saying about it, and I just wanted to add that to my German armour stash. I'm sure I will modify it if there's any problems, so there you go, but I just had to snap it up, Mike, so if you're not happy about it, I'm sorry, bud. But I just had to snap it up, alright? And another one I actually got independently on eBay is another Trumpy kit. It is a Cold War one. It's the Russian T62 ERA modification 1972. Now, Evan at Panzermite 36 recently built one of these, and it looks a super kit. So I bid for it. I got it at a very good rate, and well, I'll tell you, I got it for 14 quid, believe it or not. So it was a real snap, and it comes with a wealth of detail. I think you've even got a metal barrel in it, I think. Let's have a look. I know Hendrik at Hollywood Modelling, I think, recently built one. Oh well, I'm not going to go through it now. I'll probably do an inbox review at some stage anyway. So that's that, and the piles are getting even bigger. Next lot is a series of figures. First one is from Zvezda. It's a possible diorama I'm thinking about doing sometime in the future to basically sort of show the end of the war in Europe, in Berlin, and these figures are going to come in very handy. It's the Volkssturm set. I've had a look at them, detail on them super, and I did actually get a diorama building which unfortunately has been broken in the post, but the supplier is actually sending me a replacement, so thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. And that's going to come in handy for that. So there you go. Next set are actually two done by Mini Art, and I've not come across their figures before, but I've had a quick look and the detail on them is, again, just as good as Vesda's or Dragon's. The first one is of the US 101st Airborne Division, Normandy 1944, and this is the reason I've actually picked it, is it's not normal standard poses, and that could look great in a D-Day diorama. And then again on the back you've got a colour guide. Okay, so that's the first of the Mini Art. Second one, which is possibly going to go with one I've got for a T-34, is the Soviet infantry at rest. I just like the way the figures are posed on this, and it's going to look super on one of my T-34s I've got, so that's why I snapped that one up. Then we're moving on to Hobby Boss, and this is again a Russian armoured vehicle. It is of course the Soviet T-26 light infantry tank. I just wanted to build